Hey Bamma Nation, we're down here at Rain Training Center in Lake Forest, getting ready for Badbeat 9, May 31st. Right now we're talking with Nick Jordan, seeing how training's going. First off, hi, nice to see you again.
Good to see you again too.
Alright, going with this, you fought with us before. The last time, victorious, even out on your record going up against Reshan. Why don't you walk us through how that fight went for you?
That was I felt like when I went into that fight, I kind of had a monkey on my back. I lost my first one, obviously. I didn't do any amateur fights, so coming in, I really hadn't experienced the full fight effect yet. So when I went in there, it was kind of like full just adrenaline. Go out and do what I know how to do, and that's wrestle. So I wrestled him. I took him down. He had no opportunities to get up, and I kept him where I was comfortable. So in that aspect, I felt really accomplished. I know that I can go in there and I can take people down. I can grind them out. But obviously, you need to be a little more exciting of a fighter to kind of build your way up in the sport. But for me, that was a good stepping stone, and I'm hoping to kind of build on that for this next fight.
And with that fight against Reshan, it felt like you had something to prove. Going into this fight, having an even record, you still feel like you have something to prove, huh?
Yeah, but like I said, I got the monkey off my back, so I'm going to be a little more relaxed this time. I did have something to prove. Losing your first fight is never fun, especially when you come from the wrestling background that I came from. You never want to lose, especially within the first minute of the fight. So this time I'm a little more relaxed. I'm not going to be as tense as I was. I usually don't compete very well when I'm real tense and very serious. I like to have kind of a casual attitude, which some people may find is an advantage to fighting me or not an advantage. I don't know, but that's just how I like to compete. I don't like to put too much pressure on myself. So this next fight will be a little different. I'll be a little more relaxed and hopefully keep it on my feet a little longer.
And going up against Danny Vargas, do you know a lot about his history or anything about him to kind of help with your training, or is it kind of a blind eye?
Yeah, it's kind of a blind eye, but then again, it doesn't really matter to me. We're both going to step in the cage on May 31st. I have my strengths, he has his strengths, and we'll see whose strengths outpower each other. So, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be able to put him where I want to put him, and he's going to have to, kind of fight me off to be able to open up with his offense. So.
Is your goal to keep it standing, or do you want to take him down to the ground? Or
well,
to be considered.
I would like to keep it standing for a little while, yes. But having that said, when we get out there, you never know. If I feel like I can find a weakness in his takedown defense or in his ground game and exploit that, like I did in my last fight, I'm going to do that. Like I said, my experience is all from wrestling and controlling people. So I'm very good at what I do, and if I can win a fight and keep winning fights off of what I know best, then that's what's going to happen. Until someone can stop me and make me stay where I'm less comfortable, then I'm going to keep putting them where I'm comfortable. So.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now you're saying that you started fighting since you were a little kid. What really got you started into the world of MMA? What was your incentive to go in?
Basically, Mark Munoz. He's been a big idol of mine ever since I was little. He helped me with wrestling up in Sacramento, where I'm from, and so he actually came down here to coach my college team at Cal State Fullerton. So when he did that, after I got done wrestling, I hit him up and was like, hey, let me come train, just check it out. So I had an initial interest, and it's one of those things, once you kind of taste it and you start getting into hitting people and learning the techniques behind everything, it snowballs, and I've had nothing but good memories here, and I've had a lot of success. So I'm looking to just keep it rolling and see how far I can take this. So.
And it seems like you're on the right track. Being that you're at Rain Training Center, there's a lot of high caliber fighters here. Has that pushed you or made you a little bit more humble, with your training?
It pushes me and it humbles me as well. But you always, especially in this gym, you got to come in and everybody talks trash to each other inside the gym. It's always for fun. But I mean, trying to one-up each other is what we try to do here, and I think that helps build us as a team. We have a great camaraderie. We're like a little family here, is what we say. So I think we push each other and we try to make each other better just by one-upping each other. So I think that that plays in a big part of it, and also being able to hang out with each other outside of the gym, and we're not just training partners. We're good friends, and we like to grow up as a family. I think we like to say so.
Now, is there any specific teammate that's helped you a lot with this particular training?
Oh, man. There, not any specific. I mean, like here we have Tony Ferguson, Jake Ellenberger, we have Matt Lopez, Ricardo Sonati, Mark Munoz, obviously. The list goes on and on. This whole team is phenomenal. you know, we have a lot of guys that are just starting out, you know, under 5 fights that are I feel like better than most guys in California, if not in the country. We just have to have time to kind of grow up as a team and mature. So I think you'll see a lot of guys coming out of this gym here pretty within the next 2 or 3 years, and they're going to be making some noise. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Now, going into it, this is the first interview we've had with you to get a little information about your background. Now, where do you want to go from here?
I want to keep going up. You know, you guys have been awesome in supporting me and helping me out as far as getting fights. That was the biggest problem that I had starting out is, you know, I had a high background in wrestling, coming from a Division I level, Cal State Fullerton, where I wrestled. Not a lot of people want to fight guys of my caliber, so as far as wrestling-wise. So it's been hard, and meeting up with Brett and him giving me the opportunity to fight inside your guys' cage has been awesome. So you know, now I'm finally getting opponents, and being able to throw Jake Ellenberger around is probably one of my most favorite things to do. But other than that, it's been fun.
Now, is there any sponsors that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Unbreakable Mouthpiece, the Rufo brothers. They've helped me with my boxing since day one. They've had a lot of faith in me. Rain Training Centers, you know, obviously my home, and then just my family's produce company's been helping me out a lot too. So it's been awesome. So.
Now, talking about support, you have a lot of support. You say they're like brothers, friends here at Rain Training Center, but does family push you as much in MMA as these guys do here? No,
my family didn't want me to do MMA. Obviously, I think like most families, but they're supportive. They know what I got into. I mean, starting off wrestling, they always knew that I was into more of the combative games, and so I've always been different in that aspect. As I've always liked wrestling, even with it's the fake WWF wrestling, the real wrestling, any type of wrestling that we can do. So that kind of just translated over into, okay, well, you wrestled, basically, which is a fight with no punches. Now, you know, let's see how it translates when you're at that level. And you know, they've been nothing but supportive. Obviously, they would like to see me into some sort of medical field, being a doctor or a dentist or something like that. But no, that's not me.
Well, maybe you'll be doing some teeth knocking out, so it's kind of like a dentist, right?
Well, yeah, most definitely. That probably will be happening, but I won't be putting the teeth back in, that's for sure.
All right, Nick, you're talking about how your family isn't so keen on the MMA, but is there any social outlets that you get the support from? Yeah,
you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can follow me at Nick R. Jordan, NICKRJORDAN. That's Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, that's where I find a lot of support in that. You know, I like to post up and see how many people are, you know, checking up on me, which is cool. But if not, just to give the world an idea of what I'm doing, and, you know, that I'm still following my dreams. So.
And I just had one question. It's just mainly for me to know. We're a month out, and what do you think is probably the most important thing within this last month?
For the last month, I like to keep my body weight down. Being a wrestler, I'm able to really understand and know where I'm at as far as training wise, my weight. I could tell you basically how I'm going to cut weight the last 7 days and what my body's going to be at based on how my training is going. So I like to be consistent in that. With wrestling, that knowledge is just there. So for right now, we're 4 weeks out. You know, keeping up the cardio, the heavy cardio, and the hard training right now, and we'll start tapering down here in the next week or two, just to kind of maintain the body fat loss, and then get down to being able to peak right at the right time. So.
And no injuries?
No injuries, nope.
All right.
Injury-free always.
All right, good to know. Now, if there's anything you could say to Danny, is there anything you can say right here? You'll see it in the interview?
Bring your A game, man. It's gonna be a fun night on May 31st.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you May 31st, Badbeat 9, Commerce Casino. Thank you, Nick Jordan,
Thank
and
you.
best of luck with the rest of your training.
Thank you.